Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Varsami and I'm a Shamanic astrologer. Today I will be sharing with you astrological information about the upcoming full moon in Capricorn that is happening on the 21st of July. So we're going right now through a massive karmic closure. And what are the chances we're having a second full moon in Capricorn in 1 month time? So we have been going under a big test. So I want you to look back in your life. What was happening in your life around 21st, 22nd of June, when we had a full moon in Capricorn, in the first degree of Capricorn? That was the initiation of the test. What was happening there? Now, this full moon is happening in the 29 degrees, 8 seconds of Capricorn, in the very last degree of Capricorn. We are closing a cycle of tests from the universe. And also, it's also the universe wanted to highlight to us some patterns, some things there, some lessons we really had to understand to move into our life. So this is what we're going through right now. So before I continue analyzing everything, if you're not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe to my channel to support my work so I can continue recording these videos. Also, feel free to follow me on social media, on my Instagram and my Facebook page. All the links are down on the description. Thank you. Okay, so first of all, I'm recording this video literally a week before the full moon. I want to talk about another important event, astrological event that connects, of course, with this full moon. In my previous video also, I spoke about it. I spoke about the conjunction of Uranus and Mars. But on the 15th of July, exactly, I'm recording the day before, it's going to be the 15th of July, Uranus and Mars are conjuncting in the same degrees of Taurus. And this, guys, is really big. So Mars is the war planet, is the planet that connects with our masculine, how we take action, how we materialize. And Uranus is the planet of sudden changes, of awakening, and also of how we find freedom. And these two planets are going to be in the same degrees, 26 degrees of Taurus. Taurus is our grounding, is representing also the earth itself, but also the most, let's say, earthy energy we have. And also it's a lot to do with our material needs, with our material world, a lot to do also with finances. And also it's a lot to do also because ruled by Venus with the pleasure of enjoyment of life, all of these things. So this conjunction talks a lot about solid changes, not just changes like, okay, small things, solid, something are in our foundation. We are going through some changes in our foundation. It's like we finished the cycle of 10 years of psychoanalysis. We've been going to therapy for 10 years and now finally we created this base, this solid foundation in ourselves, this inside change, and from inside we manifest in the outer world, and this is where we are right now. This is what Uranus in Mars does. This solid brings these solid changes. And we are going through some tests. I said to you this from the beginning of this video. This is when the universe is testing us. It's testing us like, are you going to do the same thing again? Are you going to keep going, doing the same karmic circles? Or are you tired and you want to create a new path? And this is amazing time. It's harsh. I know it's harsh. And especially when we have to really take this time for ourselves, sit back, connect the dots and see like, wait a minute, I'm repeating the same thing. I have to have a look at that. But this full moon comes to open a new path. Comes to open a new path that will feel so unfamiliar. It's going to be like, whoa, what is this? I can decide now for my life. Because once we break the karmic cycles, then we become conscious creators. We are the ones who decide. The one who choose what wants to do is not anymore going through the circles of the patterns, of the wounds, of all these themes. So it's super amazing. So this full moon, as I said, is happening in the last degrees of Capricorn, talks about closure. We're going through a big closure right now. You have to see where these degrees of Capricorn fall in your chart, because this is going to be the house, the area of your life where you will be going through a closure. This full moon in Capricorn conjuncts Pluto. This is the highlight. This is the cherry of the cake of this full moon, actually. So already is a karmic full moon, right? Because the ruler of Capricorn is Saturn. Saturn is the main karmic planet we have. The second karmic planet we have in astrology is Pluto. Pluto is the furthest away planet we have, and is like a little bit, has less impact to us than Saturn. Especially also when we study a birth chart, Pluto is more of a generational planet. Now, Pluto conjuncting the moon, actually they are super close in degrees. Pluto is like in the first degree of Aquarius and the moon is in the last degree of Capricorn. They're super close. So this talks about a big karmic closure right now. This full moon is a time when we let go, we cleanse, we release, and it's like, it's not just a big, it's not like just a small closure. It's not only we're closing this month of test, this month of like trial and error we have been under, but we are closing a bigger circle. So the universe under this month, from the 21st, 22nd of June until now, the 21st of July, want us to highlight to us what is the main patterns, the karmic patterns that you're operating in your life. What are the subconscious patterns you have? Maybe things that happen in your childhood, when you were a teenager, maybe from past lives, and you keep having these wounds, these traumas, and also some patterns, some ways you used to operate, and because of this, you're going through the same cycles, and your life looks like different because there are different people, different situations, but you are experiencing exactly the same thing. So we are going now to break this cycle, and this reflects in our whole life. So this month was like, look, this is it. It was a gift, right? Look, this is the pattern. But this, of course, reflects in the whole life, and all this in a big reflection, a bigger cycle. Now, the ruler of this full moon is Saturn. Saturn doesn't do any aspects under this full moon, like no harmonious, no disharmonious, nothing. So it's very quiet. It's in Pisces, highlighting spiritual energy, highlighting healing energy, our intuition. They are very strong with Saturn. Saturn is like, okay, you have to listen to your intuition. You have to trust yourself. You have to trust your feeling, how you feel. Also, the Sun is in the last degree of Cancer, and also, as I said in the previous video about talking about the new moon, these events, these cosmic events, connects to each other. It's not like they are not so independent. We are not so independent as we think. Everything connects. So it's also, we are still working with this learning of mastering our emotions, and also learning how to listen of how we feel and trusting our feeling. So this is also under this full moon. This is the energy here, the Sun in the last degree of Cancer. Now, this moon, the full moon does very positive aspects, harmonious aspects, we call them in astrology. So the moon trines Mars, which is the planet of action, and moon trines Uranus, which is the planet of awakening, sudden changes, as I spoke to you about these planets before. So this energy is clearing so many things, and also is opening an opportunity for new action. I love it so much, guys. An action that is not going to be based on all these old karmic stuff. It's going to be based in your choice. You will be like, now I'm conscious. When we become conscious, we become the creators. We have choice. So this is it. So now I can choose this for my life. And it's kind of like we have been having some glasses, and we see the reality through these glasses, and these glasses are the patterns we had. And now it's like this full moon takes off the glasses, like, okay, I see. And because I see, I can choose something else. So as I said, this path might feel completely unfamiliar, might feel like, what am I doing? How even I will take this action? Might feel completely out of the blue, out of like very weird. Might feel very weird, but it's because it's very new and it's not karmic. This is so interesting. Also, keep that information is important. Now, the moon also sextiles Neptune. Neptune is the planet of the dream world, of spirituality, of intuition, right? So the moon sextiling Neptune also highlights our intuition. Our spiritual nature is very much strong. It's very strong under this full moon. And also the message again is like to dream a better dream for ourselves, and also to really trust, follow our intuition. One last thing about the moon aspect is the moon squaring Chiron, which is the asteroids that represent our deepest wounds and how we are going to heal in this lifetime. So also the moon is there putting some contraction there to push us a little bit to our limits, to see like, look, these are the things. This is the wound. These are the wounds. So let's say I give you an example. Maybe you have been abandoned by your father. Maybe your father died when you were young. Maybe your father left your mother, or maybe your father was there but was absent, was not paying attention. So these are like, I'm just giving an example. So you have fear of abandonment, right? And you're operating in this life from this fear of abandonment. And this makes you go, for example, into a circle of toxic relationships, both romantic and also in your friendships. You're afraid to be alone. You're afraid to express yourself, etc., etc. This can be more. So with moon squaring the Chiron, it's like very easy for us to dive deep into this good and go back to this childhood wound. I'm mixing everything. Go back to this childhood wound. I'm explaining it to you as an example and say like, oh wow, that's what happened in my childhood, right? That connects why I behave this way, etc. So yes, and also Capricorn is a lot about, it's a lot about structure. And you remember what I told you in the previous two videos, we are going now to break some structure. So once we break this inner structure, we put ourselves for so many years. Let's say we are 20, 30, 40, 50, 67, doesn't matter. All these years, all this structure we have, this month has been so important for us to break this structure and see like a different way. It's like we're in the labyrinth. We have like in ancient Greece, you know, the labyrinth there, and we're like, finally we can go out of this. And you're like, oh, I'm out of this, like enough. We're like going into cycles and don't go anywhere. It's not that we don't go anywhere, we learn, but we always learn. It always has, everything has a meaning. But now it's like, okay, you got the metal, you approve the test, if you approve the test, and then you can continue. So that's what I want to share with you. I'll take my notes if I have anything else I didn't say. I think I said everything. So it's a very potent, powerful time right now we're going, guys. And whoa, I want to hear from you on the comments. How is for you right now? How is everything? And please feel free to like the video, share it with other people if you resonate. And thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful full moon, and I see you again in my next video. Bye for now.